Hello stock traders, I hope all of you had a fantastic weekend and are having a wonderful Monday morning. In today's video, I am going to give you 4 stocks that match 4 different strategies that I like to use all the time. And all that I ask in return is that you hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I do have a Patreon group. There's a link in the description down below. If you want my buy and sell alerts via my strategies, then that is the place to get them. In the basic room, you get the PDUFA run-up play and also my insider swing play. And in the crypto level, you get my crypto alerts if you are interested in those. Those are great. That's only $7 a month for that level. If you want my long-term strategies and just my long-term strategies, because you want to be able to buy stocks and hold them over a long period of time, and you want alerts on when they become overbought or oversold, good times to enter, good times to exit, then you will want that long-term strategies. Of course, there's the standard and premium rooms that have all of it, that include just about everything. Anyway, I hope to see you there, but let's get going in this video. Let's start off by talking about the market overall and where we're at the moment. So we had a very great close on Friday, and so it was really fantastic. I love that this move happened. And also we've had an ABC correction here that is very clearly defined, that appears to have hit its bottom at 420. It appears that that is the bottom and that we might have some momentum building, but it's not time to get excited yet. There is still some resistance out there, and this could be a bull trap. But after a big correction like this, in the past, we have seen a bullish 5-wave Elliott wave sequence. I know there's lots of worries about rate hikes and so on and so forth, and inflation, and we have all of these issues and problems in the market. But over the long run, the bull market seems to always win out, and we are in a very strong bull market that will not die easily. And so the bulls are going to come in and they're going to buy these shares up. And this was a fantastic buy. And also with the market being oversold, as you can see this on the RSI on my cursor right here, you can see how oversold the market was. And so it was inevitable we would have a bounce at some point. Some different levels to consider and take a look at. One is to look here at the 436 level is a very important. This was resistance. Now it has been reclaimed as support with that close yesterday. So 436 is a great opportunity and very low risk area to buy stock at least that are S&P 500 stocks. And so I like this area to be a very strong support level now going forward. We have resistance up here that's a very important level at 446. Getting beyond 446 is also a big deal. And here's what I could see happening. We could pass 446, reclaim this as support, and then get a bounce up to the next level up here, which is going to be $466, is going to be that next level of major resistance in my opinion. And so the market can move, of course, in either direction, but now the chances that we had that close on Friday, this is, again, just my opinion, the chances are higher that the market will move up higher. Now, if we get rejected here at this level, that's going to spell big time trouble to where we could be coming back down to this level here. If we pass it, that's very bullish. If we get rejected at it, it's very bearish. And it looks like we will be continuing possibly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave sequence to the downside, and maybe even all the way down here at 411 is something to kind of think about and look at that we could slice through. So the market could really go either way. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but in the very short term, it is now more likely that we are going to move up to this resistance level. Now, what happens when we get there? I don't know. And so it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts and how things move. But let's get into some of these stocks and start talking about these different stocks. And the first I'm going to talk about is my dividend strategy. And the dividend stock that I want to talk about today is Toro. And they make all kinds of lawn equipment, so on and so forth. But I really like ticker symbol TTC, to get a really nice bump and a great move on this. Now I'm in this stock long term. I like Toro for the long-term appreciation. I love the dividend that they have on it. I'm looking to earn a dividend until it becomes way overbought on the daily chart. And if it does, then I would sell it, possibly look at exiting it. But I'm just interested in holding this, being an owner of a stock, less interested in being a trader. So this is a long-term strategy that I use. But they had a recent 14% increase in their dividend payout, and investors love that, to increase the value that investors get by investing in this stock, and to give them some incentive to hold this stock over the long term. And so this looks really, really good. And they've had 13 years in a row since they have lowered their dividend. Now, if Toro came out tomorrow and said, we're going to cut our dividend moving forward, that would be an immediate sell signal. If that happened. I don't expect that to happen. Over the last 13 years, they have not done that. So I don't expect them to do that now. This should be a really good, safe stock to hold and own. Be an owner of a stock. Earn that dividend. And when you walk into your home and garden store and you're looking at different things, buy Toro. If it's got a Toro engine, buy it. If you're an owner on it. I think it's kind of fun to go, hey, look, I want a good deal. I'm a shareholder. Anyway, it makes my wife pretty upset when I do that, but it's one of those things I like to do. All right, let's move on to the next strategy, and this is my PDUFA strategy. Now, the PDUFA strategy has been doing terribly in 2022. Every single PDUFA pickup that I've had has really fallen on its face, and the reason being is the Russell is doing rather terribly during this market correction. It has not found bottom yet. And so, but I think we're close. And looking at the overall market, I think we could see a nice bounce here. There's a chance of that. And the PDUFA strategy has been my most profitable strategy in the last 2 to 3 years. And so I don't expect that to stop anytime soon. And one that I really like is Fortress Bio, ticker symbol FBIO. They have a PDUFA date of February 15th. And they have tons and tons of stuff in their pipeline. This is a very cheap stock. It's going to encourage a lot of investors who follow this strategy to invest in FBIO because it is inexpensive. I like this one for a big move. It has definitely been beat down. We are at value levels for sure at $30. So liking this one for a bounce and a move on up to the February 15th PDUFA date. All right, let's move on to the next. The next is the buyback strategy. And my buyback strategy is the only strategy so far in 2022 that is doing terrific. This is a strategy that has a very high win rate, a very high average gain per pick. I like this one for a move, and United Rentals has had some really good stuff happen to it. So with inflation, all of their rented equipment is worth more. And so this is a very profitable company already, and they have tons of assets and different parts of equipment that they could sell off at any time, and a lot of times they do sell those things off. And so with inflation, this really helps this company out. They also have a CEO who is very smart, and there's been lots of reports about that he really gets it. So United Rentals is one that I like for a nice move. And the reason being is because they're very profitable, but they also reported a $300 million buyback of shares. So this was just announced. And so this is very fresh activity. This is very fresh news that has happened. And typically when a stock and the board approves buyback of stock shares like they have here with United Rentals, then you see the stock appreciate in price over the next week to 2 weeks and do really, really well as investors go in, because it provides a terrific value for an investor like me or you, a retail investor, knowing that the company is going to be buying stock back. And so that creates less of a float. It just makes the stock move up in price. It's like insider activity that you know about before it happens. And so United Rentals is one of those companies, and so I could see a really nice move on this. And if you're watching this on Monday morning, it really hasn't moved a lot yet. It was just announced, and so I'm expecting a move over the next 3 to 4 days. You should do really well with this stock over the next week if you decided you wanted to get into it. I think it's one that you can do well with. All right, let's go to the insider swing play, which is my number one strategy. I talk about this all the time. Insider swing play is bend the bomb diggity. All right, and we had insider activity reported by Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX, and the CEO loaded $20 million worth. And so I find that very, very bullish. I find that to be a big vote of confidence into the company. And let me show you the insider activity right here. So as you can see, Hastings Reed or Reed Hastings, one of the two is probably Reed Hastings, bought 1.7 million here. That was on the 28th, but on the 27th, bought 18.3 million. That's a lot of money. That's $20 million put into their own company in open market. This is an open market transaction. I checked the 377.23, the 390.78. They paid the same price me or you would have paid. So for that reason, I like it to move upwards big time. Now, will it move up and fill this gap? That might take some time, and so you'd have to be very, very patient. But as you can see here, ridiculously oversold levels on Netflix as they reported earnings, and investors did not like what they had to say about possibly slowing down, also talking about the strength of the dollar and how it's hurting their bottom line, and some different things that are happening with it. And so all the competition that Netflix has, so on and so forth. But to see the CEO go in and buy shares like that is very, very bullish. So I like this one for a nice move up, especially next week as you're looking at this stock. You might consider getting some shares of Netflix again. I remember buying Netflix at $18 a share way back when on an insider activity, right when I was starting to invest in this type of strategy. I wish I had that average now, but Netflix is one that I'm expecting a big, big move here on that insider activity. Also, with it being so oversold, we could see a bounce very easily up here, especially if the market performs well this next week. And the triple Qs would be the one to watch as far as an ETF on the movement of this stock. I wish you all the best on the stock market. Please have a strategy for everything that you get into. Know why you're in, have a plan for getting in, and when is a good time to buy and when is a good time to sell. And be buying when there's panic and selling when there's greed. It's so important. I wish you all the best. I hope all of you have a fantastic week, and Raythoven out.